This is Paul from Perfect Golf Event. Today we're going to talk about how hole-in-one contests work to attract players and sponsors to your fundraising golf event. We're going to cover a number of subjects today. I'm not going to read the entire agenda, but I want to walk you through the basics of what a hole-in-one contest is, some of the ideas you might have for your event for a hole-in-one contest, and then how the things work logistically in terms of how do you determine what the witness requirements are, what happens if someone makes a hole-in-one, and then how do you set up your hole-in-one contest. First thing you need to understand is how do golfers decide on which events to support. Usually they're a supporter of your organization is one of the more common areas that they're already supporting your organization. They come and play golf. They may be invited by someone who's on the committee who invites them to play, brings them as a guest. In many cases, they're playing, if you picked a really nice golf course, they're going to come because they want to play the golf course. I do an event in St. Louis that only does 2 events a year, so it's hard to get on the golf course, and we have both those events. So people will join this event just to get on that golf course, and then hopefully they learn about the organization and become a supporter. And then there's a group that's also attracted by the format. So if you're having a very interesting event with lots of interesting contests, that can attract people. I do one down in Florida, just completed it in February. It's our 6th year doing it. And we set the event up with 18 par 3 holes. So we have 18 hole-in-one contests, 18 and $10,000 prize on each one. We have a shootout at the end for all 18 closest to the pin during the event. Get a chance to shoot for $1 million prize. So that obviously attracts people who are interested into the format, and then hopefully again they become supporters. What you're really trying to do with any of your events is make sure the players will return for next year. So you want to give them a great experience, and that's why exciting contests are very critical to a successful golf event. Now, sponsors, they have different set of criteria. Sponsors may support your event because they're already a supporter of your organization. Maybe they're a vendor that you write checks to, and they feel that they need to support your event. They could be recruited by the committee member. Also, many of them, one of the big areas is they want to either attract new customers from your group of attendees, or they want to have strengthen the relationship they have with existing customers. So they'll say, hey, let's go spend a day, let's play a round of golf. We'll get together for 4 to 6 hours, get to know each other more, and hopefully we'll continue to do business. That's why it's really important that you have a great event. You have to make sure that in that event that people go, wow, that was very exciting. And that was fun, and thanks for bringing me out. Let's keep doing business together. And then others are excited about the opportunity they have to promote their business. And so when I look at a lot of the websites set up with Perfect Golf Event, we go back and tell people that, you've got to do some more sponsorships with contests, because people with contests get a chance to interact with the players on a different arrangement, meaning if they're the title sponsor, maybe they get their name on the banner and a couple things. But if they're the putting contest sponsor or the hole-in-one sponsor, maybe they're on that hole, they're greeting the golfers. It gives them more interaction with the people at the event. So that's important why you want to have a lot of contest sponsors for your event. Now, I know some of you on this webinar are experienced and you know this stuff, but we have some newer people. So, we're going to talk about what is a hole-in-one contest. So a hole-in-one contest is set up on a par 3 hole. Most golf courses have 4 par 3 holes. The distance is usually 150 to 180 yards, and you can post a prize for anyone making a hole-in-one during the event. So in this case, this organizer wanted to say, if you make a hole-in-one, you got a Pebble Beach golf vacation, already had $10,000 cash, sold it as a sponsorship. Every golfer gets a chance to take a shot for the prize, and if they make it, they win that prize. The value can be anything from $1,000 value to $50,000 or more. Prizes can be cash, golf trips, non-golf travel like the Napa wine experiences, major sporting events like the Super Bowl, vehicles, and more. Basically what you're doing, you're buying insurance from us. So let's say you want to do a $10,000 prize on your event. You're going to pay $300 for the cost to cover that risk, and that's for up to 144 golfers. It's an excellent sponsorship opportunity, as we showed you before, and it is here too. And so if somebody makes the hole-in-one, then you're covered. The insurance covers the $10,000 prize. So you get to go out and advertise it, sell it as a sponsorship, and for a small premium, you've got something exciting to add to your event. And then successful events, and we work with thousands of events, they offer a wide variety of hole-in-one contests, so they attract people and make it very interesting for the event. So you can do anything from cash, Kentucky Bourbon Trail tasting, a trip to Canada for freshwater fishing. Um, this is a list of probably the top ones that we did last year. And again, they mix it in with some people doing them for golf trips. Other people may do things that's interesting, like a cooking tour of Italy, a Hawaiian vacation for a family, a South African golf safari. Anything that you can put a value on can be insured. Use your imaginations. Remember that golfers have many options when selecting a golf event. So add creative hole-in-one contests to help you stand out for the competition. And if you want ideas, that's what we're here for. We'll help you come up with some creative ideas. Like, for example, here's an event it's actually coming up Monday, but their hole-in-one is to get season tickets to the Jaguars because they're in Jacksonville, or the winner can pick a chance to go to any away game for Florida, Florida State, or Miami, a VIP trip. So that's interesting. It's local to Jacksonville. It makes their event stand out. Anything of value can be insured. We did an event last year for a group of city managers, and the people who sold street sweepers wanted to have a hole-in-one contest. So we set up a hole-in-one contest. If somebody made the hole-in-one, they won a $195,000 street sweeper. We did one this about 2 weeks ago in Miami, where if somebody got a hole-in-one, they got a $145,000 Rolls Royce. So, and I think that's kind of cool. I mean, if I was doing that, I would say come out and play the Rolls Royce of golf events, and then feature this. So people say, wait a minute, I'm going to get a chance to win a Rolls Royce. I'm in that tournament. I like golf anyway. I'm supporting your organization. How much fun is it getting to take a shot at a Rolls Royce? You want to customize your events to your local market. Here's one we did in Philadelphia, where the organizer put together a package of things that were related to the Philadelphia sports market. So the winner had a chance to go to an Eagles-Packers game, or an Eagles-Dolphin game, or go down and see the Sixers play the Miami Heat with a chance to play golf at Doral. And so you can create them to fit your market. And if you do that, you're going to stand out from a lot of the other events, because most of the other events pick these, standard ones that you see everywhere. And if you do a custom one, like here's one, there was an event in St. Louis where they had 4 hole-in-one contests, and they got Blues season tickets, away game for Blues, the Cardinals away game, or 2 tickets to the new MLS soccer team coming to St. Louis. Here's a Philly one coming up where they put together some national contests like Pebble Beach or Ryder Cup, but then they also said you could have a New York, Broadway experience, or a trip for any of the Philadelphia teams for an away game weekend. So use your imagination for your event. Just think of things that might appeal to the people in your particular marketplace. You can also do what I like, and this is becoming one of our more popular concepts, and that is what we call the winner's choice. And that allows you to put together 4 hole-in-one prizes on one hole, and then the winner gets to pick. So the person who gets a hole-in-one, maybe they want a Hawaii vacation. Somebody else might want a golf trip or a trip to the Kentucky Derby, but you have 4 prizes on one hole, and the winner gets to pick that prize. It's called winner's choice, becoming very popular. Let's give you a couple additional ideas to attract players and sponsors and to raise more money. Most of the formats for a hole-in-one contest, we have people use the same concept of hole-in-one with these approaches. So let's talk about $1 million shots. $1 million shots are easy to add to your event. They cost about $250 for a $1 million shot. And what I do for my events, and I manage a number of events, I say if you get in the putting contest, you pay $25 for 2 putts, and we have a prize, and we're going to draw one name to take a shot for $1 million. What's great is you can sell it as a sponsorship all day, but it gives another hook to your event. So people could say, when you advertise your event, come on out, to so-and-so charity golf event, somebody's going to have a chance for $1 million. So that's a little different than going out and saying, come on out to my golf event, we're going to have a great box lunch. So add things like $1 million shots. You can also do shootouts. And if you want more ideas on some of these concepts, we have all the recorded sessions. I do one just on golf formats, and you can go to perfectgolfwebinars.com, and a lot of them are recorded there. A shootout is held right after the event. Golfers are selected by either drawing names or by a closest to the pin competition. So what I do for my events is I'll say, let's take a normal event where we have 4 par 3 holes. We'll say, okay, the 4 golfers closest to the pin during the event are going to come in. They're going to have a shootout for $1 million after the event. You can do it on a hole near the clubhouse so everybody can watch it, so people get beer and wine, walk out to the green, watch the shots come in, and it's a great way to finish an event. Like I said, I just did one in Florida where we did 18 shots for $1 million, and we're actually doing one Monday in Phoenix where there's 36 shots going to be taken. I think they're going to be shooting for $500,000, and that's because they're having a big event. They have a morning round and an afternoon round. They're playing our concept of all par 3 holes during both rounds, and they're going to take the 36 closest to the pin are going to come in and take the shots. So what a great way. How exciting that is to finish it and have a whole bunch of people standing out in the fairway. Your crowd gathers and watches. And again, that's an insured event. So if somebody makes a shot, you're insured. And what a lot of nonprofits do is say, if somebody makes a shot, half goes to the charity and half goes to the winner. This is one I started doing last year at some events. We set it up on a par 3 hole. As the team comes up, they pick one player on their team to take the shot. It could be anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million. If it goes in, the team splits it with the nonprofit. We charge like an extra fee. So when you come up and say, hey, okay, it's $50 for your team to get in. If you get a hole in one, you're going to win the prize. And whoever during the day is close to this pin is going to get a cash prize out of it. So it sells out at all my events. It doesn't slow the event out. It's just a fun thing to add right during the event on one of the par 3 holes. If you have questions on how to run this, just send me an email. I'll give you that in a bit. Another one is move up on a par 5 hole. Added this to some events last year. We pick a long par 5 on the event, which normally would be a par 5, and we move. The players pay $20 a man to get up to move up to 150 yards. So then the teams now have a chance, since it's a par 5, but they're only 150 yards out, they have a chance to make a 2 or a 3 on the hole, which helps their team score. Plus, we set up a hole-in-one contest there. So, because you can do a hole-in-one contest from the fairway, and so the team has a chance to take a shot for a hole-in-one. So that's another interesting concept. And again, if you need explanation on any of these, you'll be able to email me and I'll clarify for you. So let's put it all together. Give you an example of a case study. This is an event down in Orlando. It's a challenge, first-time event. There's lots of events in Orlando. They wanted to raise $30,000 their first year. They had a new committee. They didn't have any players or sponsors because it's a new event. So we said to them, okay, let's do something fun. And so we're doing 9 regulation holes on the golf event. We've moved the tee boxes up, so we have 9 par 3 holes. And that gives us 9 hole-in-one, and we have 9 hole-in-one contests, including trips to the Ryder Cup. This is for a Greek organization, so we added a hole-in-one for a trip to Greece, Pebble Beach, cash, and more and more. There's like 9 different contests. They're having a putting contest for tickets to the Masters, which is an insured event. And then there's going to be a shootout at the end, so the 9 golfers closest to the pin on the hole-in-one, on the par 3 holes, are going to come in and shoot for $1 million. Now, just think about this compared to your event. If somebody's deciding what event they're going to play in on a day and take off from their family and their business, and they would say, would they go play where an event with you maybe has a box lunch and golf and an award ceremony, or are you going to play in something with all these cool contests? And also it gives you all these great sponsorship opportunities, which helps cover the cost of all the contests. Of course, then they set up their site using Perfect Golf Events. They had a website to start promoting it and get online registrations. This kind of shows you the math of how to do that. And I'll be glad, by the way, at the end, I'll give my email address. If you want to copy the notes of this, I'll be glad to send it to you. But so for this group down in Orlando, they've got 9 hole-in-one contests with a value of about $10,000 each on each hole. So that's $2,700, but they're selling the hole-in-one sponsorships for $500 each. So they're going to make $1,800 off the sponsorships, plus the players are going to have all that fun. So this is how you can set up the different contests you have. You decide, determine what they cost is, and then what you're going to sell the sponsorship for. So you end up making money off the sponsorships, and the players have a great experience. people, when you're raising money for hole-in-one, but people ask, okay, how do I cover it? I think I just explained a bit of it, but most of the time you're going to sell the hole-in-one sponsorship as a hole-in-one contest as a sponsorship. So for this one, they had a $15,000 Harley Davidson hole-in-one contest. Actually, the person made the hole-in-one on this, so we were able to give them a Harley Davidson, but it was sponsored by this firm, which got a lot of publicity for the hole-in-one contest. So the organizer bought the insurance. Person made the hole-in-one. We paid for the Harley Davidson, and the people got a chance to advertise a cool contest for their event. Another thing that I've done, started doing my events, which has been pretty popular, is I say, okay, if you're playing in my event, here's the things that are all included, just as standard. So let's say you charge $150 to play or $200. You're going to get golf and a breakfast buffet and lunch and a player gift, and you have some general hole-in-one contests, including one for $10,000. But I say, look, if you want to and you think you can win, it's $100 extra to call what's called the super golf ticket. And in this case, what happens is they get a lot of the things that are already included, but if they have a hole-in-one on these 3 holes where we have what's called the bonus prizes of lesser value, because most hole-in-one contests will give you a primary prize like $10,000 cash, and then they'll have the bonus prizes, which are worth less, like a $500 gift card, just so somebody wins something with a hole-in-one. But here, if you bought this ticket and you make a hole-in-one on the hole where it says golf now gift card, you get tickets to the Masters, 2 tickets to the Masters worth $12,000. Instead of a rangefinder, you get Super Bowl tickets. Instead of irons, you're going to get a Pebble Beach golf vacation for 2 worth $10,000. Plus you get entry into the putting contest, 2 mulligans, and we're going to draw 1 name for $1 million shootout. So this is another way to recover the cost of all your contests. Plus you can still sell them as sponsorships. Okay, we get asked a lot, what are the requirements for a hole-in-one? The distance is required is 150 to 180 yards. You have to have a witness on the hole if the value is $5,000 or more. And we'll provide all the coverage documents to you. So you'll have everything in writing ahead of time. You'll have the insurance binder so that you'll be able to show it to the golf course so they know that if somebody makes it, that you've already put the insurance in place. So you have all the stuff you need to have an official event. If someone makes a hole-in-one, I think we had 15 hole-in-ones last year. You have a business day to let us know. So if your event's on a Saturday, you let us know on Monday. Save the scorecard and the team rosters. We're going to need the names of the people who were in the group with that person, plus the witness if you need it, if it required one. We'll collect all the paperwork. We submit it into our adjuster. And then it usually takes about 4 to 5 weeks to get everything settled and then for the claim to be paid and the person to get their prize. So it's simple. As long as you follow the rules, there's no issues in paying it. We want it because, it's good publicity if people make hole-in-ones because then people add it to their events. Bonus prizes, people ask us a lot. I think I mentioned it before. If you have a primary hole-in-one contest, that could be like a $10,000 hole-in-one. There's going to be bonus prizes for the other par 3 holes, just so that they win something. They could get a rangefinder or a set of clubs or a gift card. Here's a couple of frequently asked questions. What if my number of players changed? Because the insurance is based on the number of players and the distance. So if you have 120 players, but it changes, you have 140 players, you just let us know. We can adjust the insurance. You can't be a professional golfer or have played college golf in the past 5 years. We give you custom signage, all done. I think you saw some examples of the nice signage. And if the event is rained out, it could be just, we can either move the coverage over to the next date if you reschedule it or refund you the money. So if the event's not held due to weather, then there's no risk of that. Your best next steps, if you want, go to Perfect Golf Event and then perfectgolfevent.com. There's a place there to look at all the hole-in-one contests. If you want us to set up for you with a custom quote, just send a note to shop at Perfect Golf Event. You want to make sure you've got your website set up with Perfect Golf Event because that way you can feature all the contests and all the things that are happening during the day so people will be attracted to your event. They can do online registration, process credit cards, everything you need for your event. If you have any questions or any ways we can help, then just send a note. Go to perfectgolfevent.com for the hole-in-one contest. or if you have something you want us to handle personally or me to answer questions about in terms of ideas for your event, just send me a note. Also, if you want a copy of this presentation, just send me a note to paul@perfectgolfevent.com. Thank you very much for listening. Hope you have a great event. Again, there's other webinars posted on perfectgolfwebinars.com that you may find useful. Have a great event.